Hey everybody, this is Jim Grzanzio from the Oracle Groundbreakers team. We're back for some more interviews for the Oracle Groundbreakers India Yatra. And today I'm here with Ankur Jain from India. Ankur, welcome to the program.
Hey Jim, thank you so much for this welcome, and it's a pleasure meeting you.
Cool. And it's actually very nice meeting you too as well. I've reached out to a bunch of speakers at the conference. There's a lot to choose from. There's like 70 or so speakers, but I specifically wanted to meet new people, so I hadn't
That's
met
it.
you yet. So we're meeting here for the first time.
That's it.
So are you? So you're in India. Where in India are you?
Delhi.
Oh, Delhi. Okay. All right. Great. Um, okay. So you're doing a talk at the Groundbreakers Yatra in a
That's
couple of days, and so let's start off there. What are you going to be talking about?
So I'm talking about on the connectivity agent, which is a very important component of Oracle Integration Cloud, right? Which every developer should know, the developer as well as the admin guys, what connectivity agent is, how it is to be used, how it is to be installed, what are the different methodology, which we can use, when we install connectivity agent, what are the recommendations, constraints, how it is to be used, and what adapters in which we can use connectivity agent.
Okay, so is this mostly directed toward developers or both developers and DBAs?
So basically, it is mostly used by developers who actually develops the integrations. Whenever they create a on-premises integration, they first have to they have to install the connectivity agent, and without this component, they cannot build integration with the on-premise. It is because Oracle Cloud is a Oracle Cloud offering, and since OIC is a cloud offering, any public software or the application cannot connect to the on-prem application directly, right? So it is very important to understand how to connect middleware application with the on-prem application if you are using it. So connectivity agent is one of the lightweight component which will help or which will solve the problem between OIC and the on-prem application.
Okay, you mentioned earlier in that you mentioned that developers should know about this tool, and you also mentioned in the title of your talk that it's an in-depth talk. So what's the
That's correct.
complexity level of the tool?
So I will not say this is a tool. This is a part of a tool, which is the tool name is Oracle Integration Cloud. Connectivity agent is just a component of Oracle Integration Cloud, which will help developers to know how to install it. And if we talk about why I have written in depth, it is because the architecture of this connectivity agent is little different. We should know how to install it, what network topology we should use it to install it, what are the best practices. If the developers will not use best practices, the integration will fail, the transaction will fail, which will lead a lot of issues. So it is very important to understand for developers, even for admin guys, how to monitor the connectivity agent, how to debug if any issue comes, what are the things which we should take care while developing the integration, or if we have if we have integration already developed using connectivity agent, what are the debugging level steps which we should really know.
Okay, cool. How did you get involved in OGYatra? Is this a talk that you've done in India before?
So this is my first time actually. I got a lot of emails, and I have seen a lot of notification on the Twitter. And I since I am Oracle Ace, right? I got a lot of notifications, a lot of emails from a Oracle Ace community that you can present your paper. So what I have done, I thought that I should submit my paper and then see how the team will respond. Right? As soon as I had submitted my paper in a 2 days or 3 days, I got selected. I got to know that your paper has been selected and you are going to be a speaker. I just need to acknowledge that email. I acknowledge, and then I started working upon that.
Cool. And so like you haven't been involved in Sangam or Oracle Code, Bangalore, or
No,
anything like that? Okay.
no. This is my first time actually.
Cool.
Mm.
That's really good. Well, maybe next year, hopefully we can
That's
get down
correct.
there. I've
So
been
I was
in,
thinking if it is the physical, I would have traveled there, whether it's India or other country, I would have traveled there. It was a good journey to meet you personally
Yeah.
and others, the big leaders. I'm, the younger leader as of now, what I will say. But yes, there will be a top most leaders who is going to speak in this particular OGYatra.
Yeah, I've been to India many, many times in the last few years, and I was
That's
so
correct.
bummed out that we couldn't go this
Yeah.
year.
So I heard last time it was in like in Hyderabad or somewhere. I don't remember exactly. One of my colleague, went there and they spoke on the integration cloud itself.
Right. Cool. Okay. You also mentioned earlier that you're in the Oracle ACE program, and how long have you been an ACE?
So basically, 5 months ago, in the January 8th of January, when my daughter born, actually, in the morning itself, I got to know through email that you have been honored as a Oracle ACE associate, the first level of the Oracle ACE associate. Because it is because of my blogging, the YouTubing, and then whatever stuff I do in the Oracle community, due to which I, honored as a Oracle ACE associate. And after 5 months, I hope the 15 days back only, I was doing a lot of steps, over my blogs. I was doing a lot of things, right? And then I got promoted as a Oracle ACE as well in just 5 months. And
Okay.
then there's a one more, achievement. Actually, I do a lot of things in the Oracle ACE Oracle community. I do a lot of questions, answers, and all. And I being featured as a spotlight member of the Oracle Cloud community.
Cool. I mean, it sounds like you're really engaged.
That's correct.
Even any tips for other people? Because I know there's a lot of desire inside of Oracle to grow the ACE program,
That's
particularly in India. Because so in terms of the percentage of all the ACEs around the world, it's a fairly low percentage in India, which is ironic given the number of
correct.
developers there.
That's correct. So I would say that everybody should engage with their with the community. We should look at what how the people are responding over the community, what type of questions they are asking. We should connect to the different people around the world, and we should know how should I make the things better. I should recommend something. I should take recommendation from others. We should read different blogs. We should see the different YouTube channels. And the main important thing, you should be up to date, right? It is because Oracle integration cloud is one of the niche technology, and it is updating regularly. In every month they are releasing new patches, and every day, every month they are releasing new patches, new functionality on the integration cloud. If developers will not know the new features of any tool, they will be outdated, and there will be no value in the market. So it's better to have up to date. Make sure you will subscribe the newsletter of Oracle, so that you can get newsletter time to time, and then you can see what all people say, and what are the new features releasing in the upcoming months, on what are the feature has been released.
So basically, get involved, get engaged,
That's
and keep current.
that's
Because
correct.
things change very, very quickly. Two things I want to get to. You mentioned YouTube a couple of times. A lot of developers are blogging, a lot of developers are on Twitter, and a lot of developers are obviously on YouTube, but not all. I
Okay.
actually find that there's actually much more room for developers to have their own channels and things. What sorts of things do you do on YouTube?
So basically, on a YouTube, I do don't much. What I do, I just create videos. Let's suppose I'm doing one POC, something like this, right? I know there's a new thing which I tell around the world. What I do, I just create video around that and upload over the video. Once a video is published, then what I do, I take a YouTube link and then publish over the different social media platform like LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and then other tools as well.
Interesting. Okay. You've mentioned earlier, like, with YouTube and blogging and newsletters and things, these are all ways that developers or, DBAs can sort of stay current, educate themselves. Um, how do you, I mean, technology changes so fast, right? And it's only the speed at which technology grows is really only increasing. So how do you keep current, and what types of technologies have you been involved with?
So basically, as you know, as mentioned that as I started my journey with Java itself, right, and then I got exposure to work upon the Oracle Web Center portal, right. When I got exposure to work upon the Web Center portal, I heard this first time actually what the Web Center is, right. I did a lot of research over the Google what Web Center is, what is the Web Center portal actually Web Center portal is a combination of two words. One is Web Center and then portal, right. Portal is a the common thing, right, whether portal you can find everywhere. What I did a lot of research over the Google and try to implement something, and then a day I launched a website on the Web Center portal itself, right. And then I got exposure to work with Oracle SOA technology. Again, the SOA was new for me that time. I hope 6 7 years back, I involved in one of the projects SOA, right. And I got a exposure to travel to Qatar as well for this particular SOA project. I was new for this SOA. Then again I did a lot of research over the SOA, how it works, what are the complexity involved into this. Then it's how I have done this my journey. But yes, I have worked out on different technology, but all about Oracle, like Oracle SOA, OSB, Web Center portal, Web Center content, and then ICS, OIC, API, PCS, VBCS, PCS. Insights is one of the new features of Oracle Integration Cloud. Again, as I mentioned, that people should up to date on the technology, right. It is because if they will not be up to date, they will not know what are the new features which are coming up, right. And the world will use the new feature and they will go from there itself. So it's very important to have to be up to date every
And,
time.
and it's also a way for people to understand that because the technology changes so fast, that's actually a benefit for new people to get involved.
Absolutely
Because the people who are already established, if they don't stay up to date, they will simply fall behind. But that's your way of getting involved if you're new, right? Because it is
correct.
changing so fast. It doesn't stay so static. So, I mean, it sounds like you're really engaged down there in India. I say down there because I'm a little bit further north. Um, so, are there any specific trends in India among the developer community or among the or the various Oracle communities there that's interesting to talk about?
So I have seen that a lot of people from India are Oracle as is as well, but not lot. But yes, there are few people are there on the Oracle Ace. When I awarded as the Oracle Ace Associate, I tried to research over the Google how many people are in India who are Oracle Ace Associate. I hope there was very less number, but yes, I know few people. Like I was just checking one of the interview of yours with Ashish, right.
Yeah,
You have interviewed Ashish, and he's again a Oracle Ace. He's a good guy in the HCM. So yes, I know few people who is Oracle Ace associate and a director as well.
cool. All right, Ankur, thank you very much for coming by. Appreciate it. Maybe next year we'll see you live.
Thank you so
Right,
much. And
for for OGYatra. I'm sure Sai will want to tour 15 cities next year, right?
oh,
Because it keeps on growing each year.
that's correct.
So all right, great. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you soon. Bye bye now.
Thank you. Goodbye. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye.